We are 30% into the build now. The sun starts to shine and summer feels like it has finally arrived. There's flowers everywhere and the bank finally gave us some bucks so we can carry on with our build.
And then we'll have another apex down there.
You could say it's all downhill from here, but you'd be wrong because it's actually mostly all up.
Getting good at that.
Our team of stonemasons turn their hands to some of the more complex stonework, creating the first of the arches that will be such a huge feature of this build. And before the sun starts to beat down too hard, or looking far across the boughs of the summer, the rain starts to fall again, we're preparing to get a roof on this house. Good morning, everybody. It's a very misty morning this morning, but we have been promised sunshine later, so I'm hoping it's going to clear in not too long. It usually does. It's so beautiful here at the moment, I can't even tell you. There must be about 1 billion wildflowers all around us, everywhere on the farm. And look at our beautiful arch, covered in roses. It just, I don't know, there's so much to smile about. Yes, Obi, all right. Dog needs a ball thrown for him. I'm not nearly as efficient as ball throwing as John.
It's definitely a busy day on site today. In about an hour, we've got Eduardo coming, the architect, and Joaquim talking about next steps, what's going to happen next. I think we're going to be up at the top and building the roof. But this morning, first thing, I've been talking with Marcus a little bit about that arch and how we're going to frame it.
One of the most kind of, I think, interesting and visually beautiful parts of the design of this house is the stone arches that are going to sit on the front of the veranda of the house.
Marcus really wants to be able to create an arch over the top of what he started yesterday out of one single stone.
So yesterday he started making this arch, and you can see he's put some smaller stones up the sides.
You'll remember I popped this together. I was quite excited to do something like that. The plan with that wooden structure will be to take it away eventually, move it out of the way, and then there'll be just this stone archway, and we'll build a lovely little wooden door, maybe imagine some nice ironmongery hinges and some big black handles, something like that. Some fun stuff for sure. But Marcus's idea now, I think, is to create the next stone to go up here, across here and down here, so that it goes all the way over the top of the arch in a single stone.
Which is going to be incredible to watch. And it's going to look so beautiful and give us all a taste of what's to come once he gets started on those main big arches on the front of the house. I'm excited. I think it's going to be amazing.
So what we're doing now is trying to find a stone that's going to work for that arch that I think, well, we've got a few options here, don't we? Back in the very beginning of the project, if you remember, we had this wonderful idea to be able to build the entire house out of these reclaimed stones that basically used to belong to somebody else's house that had been knocked down and repurposing them. You can see evidence of that over here on this particular stone right there, where we've got still some old blue plaster attached to that stone. And what we found when we started building with that, the rocks were basically crumbling and they were quite brittle, so we stopped. We built a single wall out of these stones on the inside of the house, so we used around about 50% of them. There are still a whole bunch of these stones left over, and Marcus and Adam at the moment are dragging one of those from the very bottom of the pile. But there's some really beautiful stones there, and I'm keen to see all of that stone be used somewhere in the house. Lovely to see in such a special place over the top of that archway that we're getting one of the old reclaimed stones being put into the build. I might even try and find a place where we can stick a nice colourful tile. Of course, all the best stones are always at the bottom of the pile, aren't they? Here we go. Right, so Marcus and Adam have dragged the stone out, and now we're just looking at how the template, which is the cut-off from the arch that I built out of wood, how that's going to fit onto the stone. So of course, at the top bit, sort of this bit here, we're going to want to leave enough stone, because that will be the stuff that the stone that remains, if you like, and on the inside of that arch, that's the stuff that's going to be cut away. I'm super curious to see how this goes and how Marcus and Adam cut it. I don't think it's going to be particularly easy. You know, it's almost like cutting a bathroom tile, isn't it? You know, they're going to spend probably the best part of all morning chopping that stone to get it to the right size and the right shape. And then they're going to lift it, and it's going to be one of those kind of moments where it's, oh gosh, don't let the rock hit anything. It might smash, it might break. Just get it into location. Stick it together with some concrete and cement, and just let it cure, and then it's solid. But I think it's going to be a hard morning. Whilst I'm having to feel a little bit anxious about whether or not this is all going to work out with the arch, I'm not having to feel anxious about whether or not my data and personal information is being used and shared in ways that I wouldn't want it to be. And that's because I rely on Incogni's incredibly clever software to keep us as a family safe. Data brokers are operating all over the world, using your data for their own profit, putting us all at risk of things like identity theft, loan fraud, and being subjected to aggressive spam marketing and robocalls. I simply have not got time to manage where our data gets to online, which is why Incogni is so invaluable. It scours the internet, checking all of the data broker websites for our data. It gets it removed, and because we're on their annual plan, it keeps on checking to make sure it doesn't reappear. I've got a cracking offer for you guys. By using our link incogni.com/TheNewbys and our code TheNewbys, you'll get 40% off their annual plan with a 30-day money-back guarantee. And I would recommend the family plan so that you can protect up to 4 members of your family and their data too. Now, let's get back to Marcus. Wait a minute, I literally went away for 15 minutes just to sweep the area and clean up a little bit. Marcus has already nailed it. I mean, it looks like it's going. No way. Look at that, we nearly missed it, folks. Slowly but surely, look at that, no rush in that move. That's amazing. That's it. But basically what Marcus did was take his grinder, grind out a semicircle like that, pick those metal wedges, those steel wedges, and just wax it. Job done.
We're racing to the strawberries this morning. You are so fast! Buddy, remember, only if they're all red all over, okay?
Okay.
What you got? Oh yeah, that's a good one, my lovey. Well done.
I'm going to get my bucket.
The strawberries are just starting to ripen, and it's a real struggle to get the boys to...
Mama.
Well done, buddy. You want to stick in my pocket? Good one. Oh, my pocket's sticking out. Put in this one. Got it? Anyway, yesterday they came in here and picked all the ones that had just little red tips. But anyway, I'm just going with the whole, it provides learning, understanding, entertainment, vitamins, goodness. So no harm done, really. Okay. You think that one's ready?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's loads, buddy. Maybe we do need a bucket. Got it?
Yep, got it. Let's go and get one.
Okay. Can we see? Have they got red bums?
Yeah.
Okay. A little bit more red on the bums, baby.
One more.
One more.
This one?
Yes, that's a good one. Well done, bud. Let's go show Dad. It was a while ago now that I said I came up here one day and was, super excited to pick my first load of chard, and it had just been eaten by something. I'm still not entirely sure I know what it was, but a lone strawberry, and that's a bit rotten. I'm still not entirely sure what it was that did it. I think it could have been the chickens though, because the chickens were out and they were free ranging. I never did see them in any of my garden beds, but we're not up here all day, so. The chickens have been under a very comfortable house arrest for the last few weeks, just to see if it comes again and happens again or not. It hasn't happened again. So I think we've caught our culprits, but we've got a camera up just in case. Are you exhausted?
Crusoe, come see.
Cam, look. Oh, what have you got?
That's a grub.
A grub? Where'd you find him?
Crusoe. When I was digging next to the wall, I found him, so I put him in the new home in this. So, Mum, he's going to be friends with the ants.
Okay.
Put some dots here and here. And then here, I'm going to put a gate so the grub cannot go out. We have some wood and he's dead. And then we put some dots here, everywhere. Just sit down here and here.
Okay. All right, I'll sit down on there. Thanks, my boy. Oh, gosh, that's lucky.
Marcus is very diligently drilling out that arch so that it goes all the way through the stone. Okay, when he cut the stone initially, he just did the round bit at the front, and then of course as the stone cracked away, when he hit through it, kind of the back bit came out a little bit, so it's not perfect all the way through. What Marcus is doing now is just making it perfect all the way through the arch, and that's involving a whole bunch of machine work. And then after the machine work's happened, the drilling through, he's taking the hand tools and just chiseling it away so it looks like it's been created by hand. And of course, you've got none of those machine drill marks or slice marks that grinders and drill bits often make. Diligent, skillful, excellent work. It's very, very good. I just asked Marcus if he's worried that it breaks. It's almost there. It's so close, and it is kind of, you don't want to smack it and then accidentally you hear this kind of hollow sound. Oh, I've got Obi. This hollow sound of a rock or a stone that's about to crack in half. Fingers crossed.
Se virasses ali, cortavas já 14.
Então, para cortar a altura toda acima lá em tudo.
Está tudo em 10?
Sim, 10 não,
Foi, por isso.
Isso não guarda zero também.
This looks very complicated, my love.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, isn't it? Do you know what I was thinking was, they've worked on that now for, I don't know, an hour or so, just over an hour. It's happened a lot quicker than I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to take ages to cut that. So whilst it has happened a lot quicker than I thought it was going to happen, on the flip side, one small mistake from Marcus, and that's going to in half You know, it's like I was saying.
And that's
it's
the
like,
whole morning.
It's literally like cutting a tile for a bathroom.
Yeah.
It's quite intricate, and then the last little bit, it's just like,
Tips.
start again. So, and the difference right now is we don't have another stone that size on site at the moment. We're waiting for We're waiting for the quarry at Villarreal to finish or to fix one of their machines so we can get some more stone delivered. So it's this or wait another week.
We've also got an important meeting this morning with Eduardo, our architect, and Joaquim, the head contractor. They should be here in the next, I'd imagine, hour or so. Because of this delay we've had with the stone delivery, we're not really sure what's going to happen next. You know, what's the next step in the build? Is it going to be the roof? Is it going to be the brickwork? Is it going to be something completely different? So I'm really looking forward to having them on site this morning, having a conversation about it all, figuring it out, and then we'll have a better understanding of what's to come and a slightly better understanding of the timeline of things. Because at the moment, we kind of just wake up in the morning and go, I wonder what's going to happen today. And then go, oh my gosh, they're pouring concrete or they're cutting stones or whatever it might be. And yeah, I'm also really keen to try and understand a bit more about what is going on with this machine at the quarry. How much of a delay is that going to cause? Is that going to be a problem that kind of continues to happen? You know, is the source of the stone that we have selected going to be a problem, or is it going to be okay? This week we've only got 3 guys on site, which is the least number of guys we've had since the build started. I think from next week they're all back on site and it's all systems go again, but there's definitely a feeling of like, you know, changing gears. The clutch is down, we're kind of in neutral a little bit. Someone's trying to decide if we're going into 5th gear or 2nd gear, and today will help us determine that once we've had the opportunity to have a conversation with the decision makers, as it were.
I think what's happening here is Marcus has done all of that work to make it round, and now he's choosing to cut the rock in half. Okay, this is going to be pretty tense. I got to tell you, I'm glad I'm not snapping that rock.
Let's see how this goes.
I'm down here with Marcus and Adam. You want to come and watch? Down at the bottom.
Right, folks, are we ready for this?
Look. Come watch. Marcus is trying to split that stone in half. Do you think he's going to manage?
No.
Oh, it's definitely going.
That was... Oi, look at that.
Marcus is just checking if that curve is how it should be. Gosh, this is a very intricate piece of work. It's going to be interesting to see it going into place. Right, it's nearly tea time. The guys, I've just seen Roby come past. It's 10 o'clock. They usually have a tea break from about 10 to 10:15 or 10:15 to 10:30, round about now. Marcus is just chipping away at those final bits of stone to get that arch absolutely perfect. And then I think after tea, they're going to be lifting it up and moving it across to the other side of the building to get it into place. To do that, I don't know how they're going to do it, actually, because they're going to have to put it onto the crane to lift it, to put it onto the trolley to get it across the build site. The last thing you want to be doing with a stone that's taken that much work is lobbing it off the edge of a balcony. This is going to be very, very interesting. That's good news. Eduardo and Joaquim have just arrived.
They have.
I'm getting good at that.
So what we've got is a whole bunch of strings mapping out the architecture, the structural shape of the roof. And we've got actually 3 different apexes on this roof. This one running along this way. Got another one that runs along on that piece of the house that juts out. And then we'll have another apex down there on the 4th and 5th bedrooms. We're going to be doing the concrete beam structure with little concrete bits across, and the tiles will rest on top of them. The fellas are having a good look, and I think tomorrow or the next day we're going to start building a roof onwards and upwards. Okay, it looks like it's the moment.
So Eduardo and Joaquim have just left. Sounds like, as we said, the roof is going to get started tomorrow. Marcus and Adal are just getting ready to move that archway across and onto place. One of the things that we just talked to Eduardo about was our idea to change this space behind us here, which was going to be that big utility mudroom, into the kind of easier accessed bedroom. So the thinking is, if we do have people like my mum who's had 2 knee replacements, if we've got people who need an easier access option, then it makes so much more sense for this to be a bedroom. So we were just talking to Eduardo about the possibility of putting a bathroom in there, and he's going to go away and have a look at the space and see if he can create a fully disabled friendly bathroom, basically, with big wide doors, a big shower, so even if a wheelchair needed to get in there,
so
it would be absolutely fine. And we've like hinted at it before, but we are kind of we're exploring different ideas with this house in the future, and it would just be really nice to know that we could offer an opportunity equally to everybody without there being a hindrance because of stairs and accessibility.
All right, here we go.
Generators going on.
Generators going on. I'm going to go.
Which means crane is ready.
Grab the drone.
There's the generator. Adal's got his remote control. We're all strapped up. Get ready for liftoff, folks. Right, off it goes. It's like a stretcher. Yeah.
Right, Obi's there supervising, as always.
I don't know how this is going to work. I'm so intrigued.
They're going to lift it, I guess, and lower it
with
down
their
by hand.
their own body strength.
Yeah.
Oh, the crane's there, love.
I like
They're using the crane.
I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah,
great.
that makes so much sense.
It does.
They're just trying to make the crane's reach much longer.
Obi, come on, you're in the way. Come, Obi. Good dog. Good dog. Sit. Oh yeah, good. We'll go for a walk in a minute.
Oh gosh, this is so tense. Who's feeling nervous? Hit the thumbs up if you're feeling nervous.
I'm feeling nervous. You know, it's a heck of a lot of work for Marcus to have put in. Bit by bit, gently going into place, lowering it down.
Look at that. Oh my gosh. Wow. The perfection of it. Amazing.
Have a look at that, eh? If there was ever any question about whether this house, when it's finished, was going to be a total work of art, I think that question is definitely being answered right now. All right, should we leave the fellas alone?
Yeah, cool.